2 years ago when I was here the last time, Bitcoin was around $40,000. Today, it's close to $100,000. This will continue to go up.
Big news today for Bitcoin, because while the Bitcoin price continues to range in its tight consolidation zone, we've been coming back to this. I've been sharing this with you for the last few weeks. New information has surfaced which may signal an inevitable breakout. And I'm not talking 5 years from now, I'm talking in the next few months. Mid to end half of this year, where will Bitcoin be?
Honestly, if you think about what are the macro things that have to happen for Bitcoin to have an explosive second half of the year, they're all happening.
So if you're invested in Bitcoin or altcoins, highly recommend you watch today's entire video, because other channels won't share with you information like this. I will. That's why you subscribe to Altcoin Daily, to get an edge investing in crypto. And I do have to say, before I share with you these Bitcoin charts, this is crazy. This is breaking news, as explained by Charles Hoskinson. Get this man a lawyer and a ball gag. I've never seen someone admit to dozens of felonies in the most public way possible. What's next? Times Square billboards broadcasting a montage of incriminating documents? And this is one of the people that self-admits he's behind the country of Argentina launched a meme coin a few days ago. Basically, a bunch of insiders dumped the coin immediately. If you need a catch-up, highly recommend you watch yesterday's video, Biggest Crypto News, Insane Pump and Dump Revealed. We go over the broad strokes. But in the last 24 hours, this guy, his name is Hayden, he is a part of the team that launched the token. He did an interview with Coffeezilla, he did an interview with Dave Portnoy, and any lawyer would tell you, buddy, shut up. Buddy.
Whose money is it? That's what I don't, I think that's the question.
I don't know. It's
so right now, per his interview with Coffeezilla, the guy has $110 million that doesn't necessarily belong to him.
The third option is inject all the money back into the chart. I did a calculation of how much money we have, and even with tons of sell pressure.
How much is it?
How much we could get it to?
No. How much money do y'all have sitting on the sidelines?
No. It's like more or less 100 mil. Like right around there.
No wonder this guy is freaking out. That's an insane amount of money to be sitting on in a situation like this.
And I guess there's fees too. So there's probably I don't know the number, but it's probably like 11 million or so in tokens and like 13 in fees. So let's say like 110-ish million, right, of cash, because tokens you can't inject back into a chart.
And the news today is this: Argentina President Javier Milei retweets how to buy Libra tutorial days after deleting his posts endorsing the project. The Solana-based meme coin Libra surged 60% on that retweet, and then has since, I think, dumped all of it. And although sentiment is horrible, this is good for Solana, because Trump and Melania and the Argentina meme coin Libra, they all launched on Solana, and that is bringing inflows to the base chain. Worried about Sol? Despite the sentiment, which is negative, Solana is seeing more inflows than any other chain except Base. This is in the last 7 days. So fundamentals are improving. Ignore the noise. And just to keep you updated, the 2 clips I need you to see in these recent interviews from Hayden of Libra. Some people are speculating he is incriminating himself. He's going straight to jail.
There was 3 stages that were planned. One was the first Milei tweet. Second was the second Milei tweet, which was I was told was supposed to be a video. Milei did not say this directly to me, but his team, the people representing him did. And then there was supposed to be a third wave of a bunch of extremely influential people. I'm not going to name all of them because I don't think that's super helpful, that were going to rip it. And the plan was, okay, take exactly what I told you. Take some of the liquidity off.
Because he's full on admitting, even though he's a part of the team that launched the coin, they sniped their own supply right after it launched, which means they bought up, they were insiders, and they bought up the supply when price was low before anybody knew about it, and then sold on the hype.
So, but if you launch the coin, isn't it unfair for you to snipe the coin?
So I would say no. And I would say that for a couple different reasons. Number one, a lot of the times when, and again, this is like, again, it's a much larger conversation. which is what I told you in text. But most of the time when I have different money in different places, obviously. But from the standpoint of sniping, most of the time when we're sniping, we're attempting to avoid other snipers getting in, right? So whether that's, by the way.
So you guys just don't understand. The reason he's sniping and then selling it for millions on you is to protect you, protect investors. Real high-level stuff going on. Also, the on-chain evidence is beginning to show that all these most high-profile political celebrity meme coins that have launched in the last few months.
No, this is a bit of a sensitive topic, but I have to ask because, this is part of what my story is about. A lot of people have linked you to the Melania launch, and that is a big question on everyone's mind, mine especially, which is, were you part of the Melania launch, and was that sniped as well?
I mean, look, I think that I told you like beforehand before this started. I'm happy to share the truth, but you're asking a question that's it's just, I'll answer, but it's factually going to put me into a lot of danger, which is fine. I'll answer. I was part of it. I think the team did want to snipe it because of how big the snipe was on Trump's, and we weren't we definitely weren't the big sniper. We were not that was what we were trying to avoid. And we didn't make any, there was no money made from the Melania team on we didn't take any liquidity out.
And let's talk about what's next for Bitcoin, but here's my take on meme coins and the sniping, which is, for lack of a better word, insider trading with these meme coin launches. It's illegal. The sniping, the insider trading, it's illegal. One of the big arguments that Hayden makes is that everybody does it. And I honestly would believe that. I think many of the OG high-profile meme coins, maybe a SHIB, maybe a Pepe, definitely a lot of the newer meme coins launched in the last 12 months, I have no doubt that insiders snipe the supply and then sell on retail. Again, not all of them, but I have no doubt many of them. And the reason that's bad, yes, for those of you OGs that remember, we covered this back in the day. This is for the #1 NFT marketplace, OpenSea. Friendly reminder, OpenSea's Nate Chastain was sent to prison for insider trading a couple NFTs for $20,000 in profit. These guys are admitting to insider trading and launching multiple meme coins, profiting over $2 million. This should be illegal. It is illegal. But having said all that, it is bad for sentiment, but good for fundamentals. There's horrible sentiment right now in crypto because new people that end up onboarding into Solana, which is great for fundamentals, they have a bad experience, a negative experience, and it's still in question, do these new people then take a break for a couple years? They say, oh, this is all a scam, and they leave, or probably 10% or 20% stay, 80% just leave. But good for Solana in the long term, shows real product market fit, but bad for crypto in the short term. Anybody trading on BitUnex that are trying to short these meme coins, make sure you look at coins at least bare minimum $10 million in 24-hour trading volume. That's what I like. Obviously, the high-profile coins like Trump, they have a ton of liquidity, a ton of trading volume. That's one of the reasons I like BitUnex, because it has better liquidity. But if you're searching to short these newer meme coins, from me, at least $10 million in daily trading volume. Link down below if you want to check it out. Speaking about what's next for Bitcoin, this is an interesting chart. The short-term holder cost basis is around $92,000 BTC. And what does that mean? What is a short-term holder cost basis? Well, as explained in simple terms, a short-term holder cost basis refers to the original purchase price of an asset. And this is for short-term holders thus far. It's for people that bought and have held thus far for typically under 1 year. Bought for the first time, new wallet, and you're considered a short-term holder. This is the cost basis. This is the price, the average price that all these new people bought at. This would suggest to me that a correction in the low $90,000 range, not out of the question. In fact, that shows up right here in the lower range of our demand zone. You can actually see this blue line. You see this blue line? We set that up weeks ago. That's in the high $80,000 range. So even if Bitcoin corrects to 89, 90,000, very normal with Bitcoin. And speaking about what's next, I loved this clip on the Wolf of All Streets podcast this morning. This is some interesting perspective.
Honestly, if you think about what are the macro things that have to happen for Bitcoin to have an explosive second half of the year, they're all happening. So think about what it is that we care about. What is Bitcoin? Verifiability. What have we seen over the last week in terms of massive news stories that are just getting started, that even if they don't turn out to be true, still they're going to scare people. And if they do turn out to be true, are massive. Number one, massive stories about the gold of the Bank of England might not be there, and calls for Doge to audit Fort Knox and the Federal Reserve banks, etc. And a story out of Australia saying the Bank of England, based on serial numbers, almost certainly has counterfeit gold bars. Well, when you compare Bitcoin to gold, what is one of its largest advantages? Bitcoin is 100% verifiable and easily verifiable cheaply, and gold is not. And that is a very big story. And yet, nothing in the markets yet. Okay, that's cool. We're used to things happening and it taking months for it to get digested. What's the second story? Elon is making claims that the Social Security database is completely foobarred, and there is an enormous amount of fraud going on, just absolutely enormous. What has he said we should be doing with all of these spending programs? Putting them on the blockchain. Whether that's good for Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever blockchain, it doesn't matter. But in terms of public trust, in terms of becoming a risk off versus a risk on asset, the notion that using blockchain for something so important and finding a fraud on the scale of 100 Enrons within Social Security, and how no one is talking about what the long-term implication of that is mind-boggling to me. I'm here out in Mammoth Mountain. We're skiing and I'm enjoying myself. I'm reading these stories and I'm thinking, why is no one talking about this? This is a big, big deal. The third story that is huge for Bitcoin and will ultimately be good for crypto is we're finally seeing the Memecoin implosion.
Bitcoin is going much higher, I believe, in 2025, 2026, even if we get some healthy corrections along the way. And certain altcoins, I continue to believe Solana, Cardano, there's many quality altcoins out there. I believe they will do very well as well. And the meme coins being shaken out, drained out is ultimately good long term. Looking at two D-pin altcoins implementing, starting with Aether. Aether's total compute power over 20 million T-flops, which just shows the fundamental strength and growth of the network as of this month. At Aether, we're fueling AI innovation with enterprise-grade GPU performance at an unmatched scale. So cool to see the growth, and cool to see the partnerships with World Mobile Token. Announcement, World Mobile and Dido CME. We're bringing Dido Telecom's 13 million customers on-chain, meaning 13 million customers are now collabing with World Mobile. We're merging decentralized connectivity and blockchain-powered finance to transform the Philippines. That is one of the exact things we talked about in our interview that just dropped with founder of World Mobile. Be sure to watch that interview in full, only 18 minutes, super valuable, and like always, see you tomorrow.